Welcome back to the channel Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today we are exploring two Washington quarter dollar coins from the United States of America that collectors often search for because they can be worth big money. The coins we will discuss include the 1967 Washington quarter and the 1980 Washington quarter. These coins were produced during different periods of United States coinage history, but both have become popular among collectors, especially when they are found in very high grade condition with bright surfaces and strong design details. In this video we will explore their history, their design, and the reasons why collectors pay attention to these coins, because well-preserved examples can become valuable collectible treasures. Stay with us because one of these Washington quarters might already be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth far more than its face value of 25 cents. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter dollar coin 1967, with no mint mark, in uncirculated condition from the United States, is one of the most interesting modern-era coins because it was produced during a unique period in American coin history when mint marks were intentionally removed from coins, and this decision was made by the government to discourage coin hoarding during the mid-1960s, and as a result, coins from 1965, 1966, and 1967 were struck without mint marks, even though they were produced at facilities like the Philadelphia Mint and Denver Mint, and this makes the 1967 Washington quarter special because collectors cannot identify the mint location directly from the coin, yet it still belongs to the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932 to honor George Washington, whose portrait appears on the obverse side and continues to represent leadership, strength, and the founding story of the nation. The year 1967 was part of a transitional era for United States coinage because just 2 years earlier, in 1965, the composition of the quarter changed from silver to a copper nickel-clad structure, and this change happened because rising silver prices made it too expensive to continue producing circulating coins with precious metal content, and therefore the 1967 Washington quarter is made with a pure copper core layered between outer surfaces of copper-nickel alloy. And while it does not contain silver like earlier quarters, it still holds significant interest among collectors because of its historical context and the unique absence of a mint mark, which sets it apart from many other coins in the Washington quarter series. When collectors talk about uncirculated 1967 Washington quarters, they often refer to coins that came from special mint sets, also known as SMS sets, which were produced by the United States Mint instead of traditional proof sets during the years 1965 through 1967, and these SMS coins were specially prepared with better surfaces and stronger strikes than regular circulation coins, but they were not as deeply mirrored as traditional proof coins, and because of this SMS finish, collectors look for coins with smooth satin-like surfaces, sharp details, and strong luster, and high-quality examples from these sets can be very attractive and desirable, especially when they show minimal contact marks and excellent eye appeal. The value of a 1967 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition can vary depending on the quality of the coin and whether it came from a special mint set with strong eye appeal, and collectors usually evaluate coins based on surface preservation, luster strike, and overall appearance, and coins that achieve higher mint state grades such as MS65 or above, or receive a designation for SMS quality, can command higher prices compared with ordinary circulated examples that are only worth face value, and in some cases exceptional coins with outstanding surfaces and minimal imperfections can attract significant attention from collectors who seek the finest examples available in the market. Another interesting aspect of the 1967 Washington quarter is the design itself, which remained consistent with earlier issues, featuring the portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse holding arrows and olive branches symbolizing both strength and peace, and this classic design had already been in use for several decades by 1967, and it continued to represent American identity and tradition through a period of economic and cultural change, and collectors often appreciate this continuity because it allows them to trace the history of the nation through a single enduring coin design that remained familiar across generations. Because the 1967 Washington quarter does not display a mint mark, collectors must rely on other characteristics to study and evaluate the coin, including strike quality, luster, and surface condition, and this makes the process of collecting these coins slightly different from later issues where mint marks clearly identify production location, and for many collectors this adds an extra layer of mystery and excitement because each coin represents a piece of a unique historical moment when the United States Mint changed its usual practices in response to economic challenges and public behavior related to coin hoarding. In the coin collecting market, most 1967 Washington quarters found in circulation are only worth their face value of 25 cents because they were produced in large numbers. However, uncirculated examples, particularly those from special mint sets with strong visual appeal, can sell for several dollars, and in higher grades the value can increase further, especially when coins are certified by professional grading companies and preserved in protective holders that confirm their condition and authenticity, and collectors often compete to acquire the best preserved examples because these coins represent the highest quality survivors from a very interesting period in American coinage history. Collectors are also interested in the possibility of finding rare varieties or unusual examples within the 1967 Washington Quarter Series, including coins with strong cameo contrast or exceptional strike quality from special mint sets. And while major mint errors are less common, there is always the possibility of discovering unique pieces that stand out from typical examples, and when such coins are identified, they can become valuable additions to specialized collections focusing on mint errors or high-grade modern coinage. Proper storage and careful handling are extremely important for preserving the value of uncirculated 1967 Washington quarters because the surfaces of these coins can easily be damaged by scratches, fingerprints, or environmental exposure, and collectors typically store their coins in protective holders, albums, or certified slabs to maintain the original luster and prevent deterioration over time. And by protecting the coin in this way, collectors ensure that the beauty and historical significance of the piece remain intact for future generations who may continue to appreciate and study these coins. The Washington Quarter Dollar Coin 1967 without mint mark in uncirculated condition stands as a remarkable example of how even a modern-clad coin can carry deep historical importance and collector interest, and although its face value remains 25 cents, its true worth depends on condition, rarity, and demand within the numismatic community, and for many collectors the excitement comes from understanding the story behind the coin, exploring its unique features, and preserving it as part of a larger collection that tells the history of United States coinage through decades of change, innovation, and enduring design. Next up, Washington Quarter Dollar Coin 1980D mint mark in uncirculated condition from the United States is a highly interesting coin for collectors and enthusiasts because it represents a continuation of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932 to honor the first president of the nation, George Washington, and by the time the year 1980 arrived, this coin had already become one of the most widely recognized and heavily used coins in everyday American life. Appearing in bank stores, markets, and pocket change across the country, yet when a collector discovers an uncirculated example of the 1980D quarter, it becomes something much more special because the coin still preserves its original mint state condition with bright luster, smooth surfaces, sharp portrait details, and a strong, well-defined eagle on the reverse, allowing the coin to appear almost exactly as it did when it first left the mint facility decades ago, which makes it a small but powerful historical artifact representing both American culture and minting craftsmanship. The small letter D mint mark found on the obverse side of the 1980 Washington Quarter indicates that the coin was struck at the famous Denver Mint, which is one of the primary coin production facilities in the United States and has produced billions of coins for circulation over many decades, and collectors pay close attention to mint marks because they provide important information about the origin of a coin, and sometimes coins from different mints can show slight differences in strike quality, luster, or die characteristics, and for this reason collectors often compare coins from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints in order to find the best preserved and most visually appealing examples to add to their collections. When evaluating the value of the 1980D Washington Quarter, collectors focus primarily on the condition of the coin because although millions of these quarters were produced, only a limited number remain today in true uncirculated condition with original mint luster intact and no signs of wear, and professional grading companies examine coins carefully under magnification to assign mint state grades such as MS63, MS65, or even higher depending on the quality of the surfaces, the strength of the strike, and the overall eye appeal, and coins that achieve higher grades often command higher prices because collectors are always searching for the finest examples that represent the best preserved survivors from the original mintage. The design of the Washington Quarter is one of the most iconic in American history, featuring the portrait of George Washington on the obverse side symbolizing leadership, independence, and the founding of the nation, while the reverse side displays a powerful American eagle holding arrows and olive branches representing both strength and peace, and this design had already been in use for nearly 50 years by 1980, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. And collectors appreciate this consistency because it allows them to follow the evolution of minting quality and preservation across different decades while still enjoying the same classic artistic design. The composition of the 1980D Washington Quarter reflects the modern era of coinage because it is made from a copper-nickel-clad structure with a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, and this composition has been used since 1965, when the rising value of silver made it impractical to continue producing circulating coins with silver content, and although the 1980 quarter does not contain precious metal, it still holds strong collector interest. Because of its place within the Washington Quarter series and the challenge of finding high-grade uncirculated examples with clean surfaces and strong luster. In the coin collecting market, a typical circulated 1980D Washington Quarter is usually worth only its face value of 25 cents due to its high mintage and widespread circulation. However, uncirculated coins that retain bright luster, minimal contact marks, and strong visual appeal can be worth several dollars, and coins that receive high mint state grades from professional grading services can sometimes reach even higher values, especially when collectors compete to acquire top quality examples that are scarce in the highest grades, and these market dynamics show how condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of modern coins. Collectors also enjoy searching for mint errors within the 1980D Washington Quarter series because mistakes during the minting process can create unusual coins that become highly desirable among specialists, and although most coins were struck correctly, there is always a possibility of finding errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or planchet irregularities, and when such coins are discovered and authenticated, they can command significant premiums in the numismatic market because of their rarity and uniqueness compared with standard circulation issues. Another important aspect of collecting the 1980D Washington Quarter is understanding how coins were distributed and used in everyday life during that time, because millions of these quarters were released into circulation and used in daily transactions across the United States, and over time most of them became worn, scratched, or damaged, which is why finding an uncirculated example today can be a rewarding experience for collectors, as it represents a coin that somehow avoided the wear of circulation and remained preserved in a mint-set coin roll or private collection for decades. Proper storage and handling are essential for maintaining the condition and value of an uncirculated 1980D Washington Quarter because the surfaces can easily be damaged by fingerprint scratches or environmental exposure, and collectors typically use protective holders, albums, or certified slabs to keep their coins safe and preserve the original mint luster and detailed design, and by taking these precautions, collectors ensure that their coins remain in excellent condition for future study, enjoyment, and potential resale in the numismatic marketplace. The Washington Quarter dollar coin 1980D mint mark in uncirculated condition is a perfect example of how even a modern circulating coin can become a valuable and meaningful collectible when it is preserved in high-quality condition and studied with interest, and although the face value of the coin remains 25 cents, the true collector value depends on condition, rarity, and demand, and for many collectors, the greatest reward comes from the excitement of searching, discovering, and preserving coins that connect them to history, art, and the enduring legacy of United States coinage, making the Washington Quarter series one of the most popular and widely collected coin series in the world today.